Alright, you lot? How's it going? We're out in the kind of cold weather to try and run this little Savage, but I've just turned up at this little, it's a nice industrial estate. I know I'm not going to tell you where it is, but where it is isn't considered probably that nice. But this industrial estate is quite well looked after, quite well manicured, as you'll probably see. And look what some idiot has done to the place. It's quite a nice little industrial estate. We've got a random bag of rubbish there. There's not normally any rubbish on this industrial estate. But look, some dickhead has driven their, whatever it is, car or van, probably more than likely some kind of four-wheel drive thing like a Land Rover or something, because they've decided I want to go off-road, so I'm going to drive on some grass. Look what they've done. This is always, this little piece of this industrial estate is normally quite well. Look, the grass is cut. It's got lines. Look, you can see they cut the lines in the grass. Nice trees. You know, all the hedges are all trimmed nicely. It's a nice little industrial estate usually, and you don't normally see this kind of thing. But look, it looks like they've driven up there and they've put great big marks all the way along this grass, which I think, look at that hedge, all nicely trimmed. What kind of an idiot does that kind of thing, you know, in a nicely manicured industrial estate? It's people like that which spoil it for people like me, because I turn up here and I don't want to cause any damage. All I want to do is drive an RC car on the concrete. Yeah, on the concrete. In the summer, I might go on the grass, but not in the wet, because it would damage the grass, you know, and make things look ugly. But then people do things like that, and if I can get the camera to turn, and like that, he's driven up here, and he's driven along there, and he's probably, more than likely, gone all the way to the end, down the other side, and done a load of damage, probably, on the other side as well, which is also nicely manicured. See, people like that, they spoil it for people like me, as I just said, because then, if stuff like this happens, there would be signs going up and all that. There might even be a security guard employed, who knows, to come, and then people like me turn up and they say, no one allowed in here out of hours, no one allowed in here out of hours, and all that, and then I've got to go and find somewhere else to go. That's the reason that a lot of parks don't let RC cars or anything with engines or anything like that in them anymore, because they used to. When I was a kid, you could. There was no signage. Parks were more or less free reign. You could bring whatever you wanted in a park. We used to ride horses in the parks. Do whatever you want. But then people spoil it. They damage the grass. They dig holes. They do wheel spins. They drift and do all sorts of stuff to ruin the park. And then obviously the council goes, well, fuck it then. You know, we'll just stop everyone. Can't have that. Put a sign up. And then you can't go in there no more, because if you go and ignore the sign, you get the warden. It's just a load of hassle. So people like that spoil it. So if you're one of them people, I'm asking you nicely in the future, yeah, don't ruin parks, don't ruin people's nicely manicured pieces of grass and things, because it spoils things for other people, for your little piece of entertainment that you had on that one day. Anyway, let's get back to this Savage. Right, that's what I've got. This morning, I did do it in a video that I filmed this morning. You may or may not have seen that yet. I did say I might get out in that video, but I haven't. Later on in the day now, still the morning, mind you. What time it was when I filmed that video, but it's still the morning, but it's just later on in the morning now. So we got the Savage with a 3.5 engine in it. In fact, let's do it on here. I don't know why it wouldn't start in that last video. I never even bothered looking to see why it wouldn't start, because we ran out of battery in the receiver, didn't we? So now I've got a different receiver battery in it, another brand spanking new receiver battery, which should be fully charged. Hopefully it is still fully charged, and we should all be good and dandy. So let's get the engine heater out, stick an engine heater on it, get it nice and toasty, and then we'll try and fire it up. And again, this is the first time this engine will have ever run. No. It's the first time I will have ever driven it properly, not the first time it's ever run. It's sat in someone's shed on a Savage SS for more than 20 years. I bought the Savage SS, little recap in case you never know. I bought the Savage SS off of them. I ran the engine. I wanted to see what the engine was like in it. The servos give up, so I took the engine out and put a new engine in it, an LRP 32, and new servos. But the engine sat on my shelf for a couple of years, and now I've taken the engine off the shelf, put it in this Savage 21 to see what the engine's actually like. There's a recap. Anyway, let's get to it. While I'm waiting for the engine to heat up, I've taken the glow plug out, and I'm just going to make sure the glow plug is working. Give it a little wipe over with a bit of cloth or an old t-shirt of mine. I don't know, I can't remember if this is the glow plug it came with or if I stuck one in it. I can't remember, but we'll find out if it's going to work in a minute. I think I've got a spare one with me anyway. Right, there's glow plug. Let's get a starter. Alright, glow starter. Oh yeah, that's working. Can you see that? Let me focus on it or not. Anyway, it's working, so that's good. Happy days. And it's bloody, I think it's about -1 degrees out here today, and my fingers, I can't bloody feel them. So it's difficult to do stuff like this. You can't feel, you know when you can't feel your fingers, like you can't feel like from there down, and it's like you can't do anything, you can't feel anything. I can't feel the glow plug. Oh man, you lot know what it's like. A lot of you lot do live in cold countries. Some of you lot live in hot countries, and you probably ain't got a clue what it's like. But if you live in a cold country, well, a country that gets cold in the winter, like England, you know what it's like. Anyway, right, let's what am I doing? Starting it up, that's it. Right, she's primed, hopefully hot enough. Glow starter in. Trying, isn't it? It is trying. It's just not quite getting there. You can hear it popping a little bit. Maybe we've got a little bit of a blockage. I might have to stick a bit down the carb if not. Oh, come on, give me that. Come on. Blowing in there. If it won't fire, I'll have to take the air filter off and just jab a bit down in that carb. We'll have to do that, I think. Let's take that off. Oh, cable tie's gone. Now that looks dry in there. We might have a blockage on one of the needles. Well, there's only one Nitro have blockage on, but you know what I mean. Might have a little bit of a blockage. Now I stuck a little bit down in there. Open up the throttle, let it go in. Let's see if she'll run. Now, will she run again though? I'm putting that in there, it's a glow starter. Will it run again once, now that it's burned off what's in there? If we've got a blockage, we might have a bit of gel or something in that jet. Yeah, we've got a blockage in the jet there. I can see it. So I've got the carburetor open with the throttle. I've got the tube in my mouth and I'm blowing through it, pressurising the tank, which is then pushing fuel into the car. But I can see that there's little bits of jelly popping through into it. So in a minute it should blast through. Done it. There we go. I sucked on it and blew through it a couple of times, and now it's popping through, so it should run now. Oh, it's not very happy though, but it should run. It's just not very happy. Right, so it's over here because the camera wouldn't bloody connect, so while I was waiting for it to work I had a quick little blast. It went over to there and then stopped. I reckon it's far too lean, so we're going to richen that one up a bit. I'm going to richen that one up, and that's cock. Put that in now. Where's that transmitter gone? Oh, you're joking. What? Oh, for God's sake. There's something seriously doesn't want me to run this truck. Seriously, man. That is a brand new... Well, it weren't brand new. I mean, it was a few weeks old. But we've run out of battery again. And what is this all about? Channel 3. I don't give an uncle's monkey. Piss off. I don't care about it. This transmitter, you leave it and it randomly just goes into settings by itself. It was sitting on the thing there and it randomly went into, I don't know what it was, channel 3 L11 or whatever. And anyway, I've got no battery again. Look, dick all, absolute dick all. And now it's stuck on half throttle. How can that even be? There must be something wrong with this electrical. There's got to be something wrong with it. Well, that's the end of that again then. The end of that again. Well, never mind. I don't know what the bloody hell's going on here. Unless there must be something wrong with this. I mean, there's only 3 electrical bloody components. You've got 2 servos and a receiver. Nothing else is electrical. That battery pack that I put in there this morning, right? It's a few weeks old, yeah. Bought from a genuine shop, right? It's a proper brand. It's that Venom, I think it is. I think it's a Venom. I'm not really sure, but they sell it in Wheelspin models, so it's got to be a good brand. They wouldn't sell crap, surely, would they not? No, I don't know. But it's charged up, and now it's dead. So I've got a new steering servo, so it can't be that. Maybe the throttle servo is draining the power, or the receiver, but I don't know. why that would be. There's no reason for that to be, but there's nothing. Absolutely dick all. Hello, it's come back. Nope, it hasn't come back. I thought it came back then. Nothing. Not even steering. It's completely flat. It twitches when I turn the switch. It switches, but it just twitches a little bit. If I move that servo there, when I turn the switch, it goes there. So why is that not working then? So there is electric in the battery. It goes there. It goes... Yeah, there's no power in there, because look, if I put that servo there, then I flick the switch, it goes there. But then if there's electric power in it, I shouldn't be able to push it, but look, I can push it and it doesn't even go back. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, I will work it out. If you've got any suggestions, put it in the comments. But I think what I'll have to do, I can't keep buying bloody receiver batteries. I've put about 4 in the bin so far, because I bought them, you know, and they won't take them back. Once you buy a battery, they won't take the battery back. Simple as that. I've tried. You all know that I've tried. So I just put them in the bin and buy another one. But they all go in here, and they don't work. So what I'll have to do, if I'll go home, I'll charge this battery, and I think what I'll do is I'll put it in another car and see if it's any good. If it's any good, I know it's not the battery that's the problem, it's the car that's the problem. And then I've got no choice, I'll have to put a new receiver in there, a new throttle servo. The steering servo's a new one anyway. That way, I want a new switch. And that way it eradicates any electrical problems, because there is the chance that one of the servos or the receiver perhaps is draining the battery really quick. If it's got a fault with it, it can happen. If there's a fault with one of them, it can drain the power really quick. So yeah, I'll just have to get a whole new radio gear, everything electrical will have to be replaced. But we'll work it out. It's Gremlins, man, Gremlins. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, you lot. Literally all I'll do is have a play around with that. On the plus side, more videos, eh? More videos. It might be a little bit of a kick. It might be a little bit of a kick up the bum. Oh, up the bum. I'm not northern. Not northern. A kick up the bum. For me, really, it might be saying, look, come on. You've had me for, how long have I had that Savage now? Whenever they came out in 2002 or whatever that is, 20 something years. It might be going, come on, you've had me this long, you've never changed me servos or nothing, I want new servos, and I'm going to keep draining your receiver batteries until you give me new. It might be like that, might it? Poor little Savage, you know what I mean? But I'll get it sorted at some point. It might, like I say, it might just be a kick. Get a new throttle servo for it. What I might do, because I've got that Futaba transmitter, haven't I? The thing is, the receivers for those are expensive. They're about, you can get the lower end one for about 35 quid, but if you want to get the fast response one with all of that in it, I think it's about 54 quid. It's a lot of money to outlay at the minute. But what I could do is get a receiver for the Futaba. I could have everything on the Futaba then, couldn't I? Get a receiver, new receiver, Futaba receiver, to have it on that transmitter. Bin off the Fly Sky, because it's a load of rubbish anyway. I don't know how people like them, unless my one's just got Gremlins in it. My one might have a Gremlin in it, but it just seems to do things on its own, you know. Like, I just left it on the boot, in the boot of the car, and when I pick it up, it's like going through the menu by itself. It's like, what? Anyway, yeah, so we'll get that sorted. Sorry you lot didn't get to see the Savage run. I'm disappointed as well, because I'm looking forward to seeing that engine run, like actually run properly, drive it, you know. While I was waiting for the camera to connect, the GoPro to connect to my phone so I could see the view of it, because that GoPro's old, I literally, like, I pulled the throttle, it went, and then stopped. So I was like, right, okay. I didn't even get that. That's the only bit I've driven of it. So, right, enough chin wagging to myself. I'll see you lot on the next one. we will sort it out. The next video you see of that 21, I'll be sorting out the electrical systems, trying to work out why it keeps draining batteries. Maybe it weren't the battery's problem after all. Maybe wheel spin models are right. I am a cock. There's nothing wrong with the batteries, it's the car. Who knows? Anyway, I'll see you later on. All the best. Treat each other equally. Yeah, love life. And if I know sometimes it might seem, because I'm constantly in child mode, right? Because I'm always around children, mostly. I'm constantly in child mode, and I over exaggerate things to make the children laugh, and I'm constantly in that, even when I'm talking to adults. And it probably seems like I'm some sort of cock, but a lot of you lot seem to think that I get annoyed and frustrated. I don't. I'm just in child mode. Get out of child mode. Out of child mode. Be serious. Right. There we go. Now I'm serious. The car didn't work. Never mind. Time to go home. Have a nice day. Doesn't work, does it? It's boring. Be in child mode. Anyway, I'll fix it. See you later. Bye.